Okay, very pleased with our offense yesterday. Got off to a quick start. The guys played good football. We were fortunate enough to play a lot of different people. I think 4 different quarterbacks and 3 of them threw touchdowns. So there was a lot of really good things that happened. Yesterday for our second game, we talked about improving from week 1 to week 2. I really think we did. Now, after you look at everything, the little things and the details and everything that goes with it, with the linemen working together and the tight ends and the receivers and the quarterbacks and the meshes with the tailbacks, there's a lot of little things that we have to clean up. I said this a couple weeks ago, like this offense, we're still a work in progress. They really didn't start working together healthy till about 3 weeks ago. So it was really good to see. And this week is huge for us to have an off week to worry about us and to worry about the little technique and the details as far as having an effective offense moving forward. Questions?
Brendan?
How good was it to get Tommy and Deuce go that connection? I know that's been a big thing in practice.
Yeah.
So to get that in the game experience.
Yeah, and that's what we've seen in practice all the way back to spring. They have a special connection. There's no doubt with that. And we hit the big play action. I think it was on a P and 10. Tommy had a guy in his face, made a great throw, and Deuce just ran right through it. And then obviously, the tempo go route right there where Deuce made the one-hand catch, and Tommy threw it exactly where it should have been done. And both those plays were very impressive.
Chris?
As you guys emptied the bench and those guys who got their real first opportunity, what stand out to you?
Yeah, I think we've been talking about developing depth, and that was really coming into this season is one of my biggest stresses. We do have a handful of guys that have quality experience and who've never played together, but after that, we've got a bunch of guys that never really played, and so just making sure that we have quality depth, especially once you get late in the season and all that, next man up. And so anytime you get a chance for your guys to play and against other opponents, no matter who it is out there in the game, it really helps with that experience part of it.
Leo?
Can you talk about getting Gavin Sawchuk so involved? I think the first 4 or 5 plays of the game were hand off to him, and then 3 total touchdowns. Just what his performance was for you guys?
Yeah, we wanted to get him going, obviously, in Roydell's absence. We wanted to get him going early. He's an experienced guy. He's played a lot of football too. We know a lot about him, but it was good to get him behind our offensive line and get those carries early.
Brendan?
We talked to you before preseason camp about some of the strides Tommy has made. I guess from when you first got to work with him, which even over the course of his career, through 2 games. I guess what have you seen from him as just purely passing, game management, that aspect?
Yeah, he can flat out throw it. He's got a big time arm. He can make all the throws. He can, make throws on the run. He can create things when things break down. But that one was real impressive. He had a guy right in his face. He held it as long as he could. He stepped into it and threw a perfect ball. He's a guy that he's got playing a lot of confidence now. You can tell he's a more experienced guy. And I could sense that in the spring too. Even though we were beat up, he didn't have all his pieces of the puzzle around him. You could tell his playmaking ability and his experience was completely different than when I had him as a true freshman.
How much does it, you touched on a little bit, but even though it's a blowout and it's not the best opponent, just getting on the field for a young guy, making plays in a game, how much can that help with confidence moving forward as you project their future?
You talking about all the young guys?
All the young guys in particular, yeah.
Yeah. We're having to rely on some young guys, this year, and so there's nothing like getting them out there, see how they respond. I think for the most part, all the young guys played hard. There's some little details that the techniques and the little things, as far as that goes, we got to keep working. But we do have some talent in that freshman class, and the good thing is they've touched the field the first 2 games.
What did you take from Kevin Sperry in his first, and then the decision having to relieve for Tommy and still couldn't be productive?
Yeah, he didn't flinch. He's a calm guy. He didn't act like a true freshman, and we saw that in the spring. He got a lot of reps in the spring, and so it was really impressive to see him carry it over in a game.
Ira? College football is so different now with these rosters shifting and moving. How did that affect how you implemented your game plan? Not your game plan, but your system. And then have you been pleased with how quickly they've figured it out?
No, I think big picture, been real impressed. Like I said, I keep saying it, but we didn't have our pieces of the puzzle until about 2.5, 3 weeks ago to really start getting the continuity and the working together and everything that goes with that. So I've been real pleased with him. I mean, we're still, we're still a work in progress. I mean, but I'm real pleased with the big picture. We do have some playmakers. I think everybody can see that, and just getting the details down to the fine tuning things to be a very effective offense no matter who we play.
Bob?
Which I'm not sure we've seen too many tight end, defensive end combos at the college level play like this, but for Mari to have a touchdown and a sack within a couple of minutes of each other.
Yeah.
Was a show about him, and then how are you managing his time on the practice field to put him out there in these positions?
Of course, obviously, we played without Randy Pittman, and, he stepped up and did a really good job, and, he's been primarily with the offense, I guess, for the last 3 weeks or something like that. So he is really doing a fantastic job with the short time that he's been with us. Obviously, he played tight end last year, but, you saw what he can do with the sack, too. There's not a whole lot of guys in college football, I think, like him.
If I can go back to an earlier question on Kevin, there was a sequence where you had him go over to the sideline and then get back out there. Was that just to kind of calm him down? How do you do with whatever you put on his plate and going back out?
Yeah, he did really good. He was the first guy out there. Brock's been battling a couple things right there as far as, health-wise, but, he went in there and did a good job. We want to make sure you get Brock in there. Brock, that touchdown he threw to Amari, I don't know if you saw, the guy was right in his face. He held it as long as he could. They had a blitz, made a great play. But Kevin is a guy that, like I said, he's not your normal true freshman quarterback, and he didn't act like it, and there was nothing that sensed that, the first time that he was out there in the game.
Liam?
With Javen, obviously he gets his first touchdown, but so much of what he's doing right now is impacting the play off the ball. For a kid as a true freshman, I know you guys described him as a pro, but to see it actually happening on Saturdays in the games, just how impressive has he been?
Yeah, he's been very impressive. He's not acting like a freshman either. He plays great without the ball, and that's rare for a true freshman. He'll have his times. I mean, he's a guy that I know that Tommy has a lot of confidence in, and he's doing a really good job for us, and we're going to be asking a lot of him this year.
Ira?
The team seemed to get real excited that block he had way downfield.
Yeah.
Is that something that, how did you guys develop that with this team, just that?
Well, I think, first of all, he has that in him, but, Tim Harris has done a great job with our receiver group in a short period of time, and, Tommy rolled out and they were both open. I don't know if you saw it, but, he chose to take the short one, which is smart, and then Boggs made the block that really keyed him to score a touchdown. So playing without the ball as a true freshman, I mean, that's rare at the level he's playing at.
Just to follow up on that, the way the team was so excited about it, I mean, is that something that you guys have worked to develop, or is that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's just the big picture of who our offensive guys are, and they root for each other, and then our guys are smart enough to know, like, that was the key to that play right there. And I think, knowing that Boggs is a young guy, he's earned the respect of his teammates, last spring and this fall to get to this point too.
Any other questions? Okay, thanks, sir.
Thank you guys.
Thanks, guys.